Hello friends and family, it's me Jay here with His Blended Country, back with another video. So before I get started on this, what this whole video is going to be about, this water jug, what you just saw was me actually taking out some ashes out of our little burn pit, or a little, whatever you want to call it, little fire pit that we have here on our little back patio. Got all those ashes up. I've been meaning to do it for a while, but thought today would be a good day. Just dumped the ashes into a bucket, and I've noticed where the chickens have been giving themselves a dust bath. So I've been doing a little bit of research on it, and I've seen a bunch of reels and stuff where people are taking that ash and putting it in so the birds can sit there and take their nice little bath, and it's supposed to help with all the mites and stuff that are inside of them. So thought what the heck, let's give it a try. And if it's better for the birds, I mean, I've seen other survival stuff where you can run that through, you can use it as a filtration system for water through several different steps. I mean, it's even been as far as people have used it to use as toothpaste or some kind of dental hygiene if you don't have any out in the woods and stuff of that nature. So I was like, can't hurt, throw it out there, let the chickens take them a nice little bath, clean them up, so we don't have to deal with the mites later on. So that was that. And actually I go to this place called Mythos for lunch on a regular, but I don't eat my pita that comes with my meal. So every day that I don't, I'll go out there and feed it to them. So that's what I was feeding to them as a snack. It was whole wheat. I'm assuming that's healthy. Some people would say it's not these days, but anyways, chickens love it, so I gave that to them. So on to this video, it is trying to get a water system set up for my said garden. So as mentioned in other videos before, last year was kind of a failure on our part with the garden. Had some bad soil, and then also we were using water from our house to garden, or water the garden, and it was doing its job. But when I started getting the water bill, I was like, this is crazy. I never thought that as much water coming, the garden would take that much water. And I honestly thought I had a leak under my house, which snowballed to me finding other problems under my house that wasn't a leak, or was a leak in the drain pipes, but wasn't water actually leaking from the main supply to the road to the house. So got that stuff fixed. But this year we wanted to be able to do a rain catch system to be able to gather rainwater for our garden, and it can be in other factors. I've got one, I've done a video already. I've got a feeder going off of my chicken coop, not a feeder, but a gutter that goes into a 55-gallon bucket, and that's what we use to fill up our chicken water. I've also placed 2 more barrels that I've had onto another existing building. So I've already got, I mean, in one little shower, it can fill up those 55-gallon buckets pretty quick. So I've already got 100 gallons sitting over there, but I wanted to get my main resource, and what I had in my mind was to be able to go ahead and get one of these 275-gallon tanks and get a gutter system off the back of my building and run a system on and get rainwater from here. So like I said, this is a 275-gallon water jug. I actually paid 160 bucks altogether. It was 140, but for me to go travel to go pick it up, it was about an hour away, and the guy said he would deliver it for 20 bucks. So I had him deliver it for an extra 20 bucks so I can get other chores done around the house. And you would say, why would I pay so much for something like this when you go on Marketplace, find them for $50, $40? Well, I wanted to make sure I had one that was food grade. I wanted to make sure that material, this has only been used once, and it was a food grade, biodegradable stuff that was in here. So I wanted to make sure what was housed in this was not toxic, even though it's going to the garden, but I don't want the garden to get that up in there. Then also, I mean, you never know, I'm not saying doomsday preppers, but if you have a natural disaster and you're out of water and stuff like that, this is always collecting, so it could be potable if you needed to. Of course, I would probably use it, and if I wanted to drink it, I'll probably boil it again just to be sure. But multiple reasons of having one of these, and it's just free water. I mean, you don't realize how much water, I mean, when it rains, that you could just collect it and have it on standby and have a little valve, pour it out whenever you need to. So I have the room to be able to do it. and that's what we're at today. But prior to me putting this up here and getting this ready, I had to get another project done first, and that was my building. So I didn't want to put this up here before painting this building. If you'll see here in this video, or seeing this picture of my building, it needed a new paint job, and it needed new front doors. It rusted, or not rusted, but decayed down at the bottom of the doors, and it was actually something I was going to put off for a long time, but I wanted to get this up, and I didn't want it up before painting this system. So that's a whole nother video. If you haven't seen me with this building, I've got a whole nother video. I put it up here, and that's just me moving this 10 by 16 building a couple houses down, and I got it for a really good deal. I bought it for like 500 bucks, still in good condition. I just had to redo the doors and paint it. So before getting this watering system up here, I wanted to paint this building, which I was able to do last weekend. And now I was able to get my stand that I had one of these stands. I got 3 of them a while back on Marketplace, put them down at the property, but then I brought them up here, and I thought it'd be perfect for this situation to be able to hold the weight of this jug. So I got a stand, and I put a tarp on top of it so I can put some stuff under here that will still be dry. That'll probably be my stump grinder. And got this set up. So now today I'm trying to put up the guttering system to put up on this side of the building. I got it for both sides, but primarily I want to do this side first so I can go ahead and start getting some rain collection in here. I want to run gutters. I got a first flush system, and I'll show that later on as well, and then run that on into the jug. So with all that being said, sorry being long-winded here at the beginning, but I want to start getting to work here and let y'all see me put this together. So y'all stay tuned.
It was good.
Just for a second while I drill this in. Right there.
welcome.
So I forgot to tell y'all that I put in brackets every 2 feet in here, and what a bracket consists of, or how it goes in. It's already pre-drilled, so it's gonna be hard to go out. So this is a bracket. This first part will go up under a lip that's in the gutter. And then the back slides over the back part of the gutter, snaps in like that. So the theory, it's not a theory, it works. Once you start tapping this in, it's got a self-tapping screw, so it's really easy to go straight into this metal. You don't have to pre-drill holes into the back of the metal. Start drilling it in, it'll drill into the back of the spatial board, or into the front of the spatial board, and it comes in and it starts tightening. You can tighten it in and it keeps this lip. You can come in and it just keeps it sturdy. So if you see here on this one that I've already finished, it can support some weight. So that's for all them gutters. They can get weighed down a lot with crap, especially if trees and you don't clean them out, that it'll start holding weight in here. So that's what the gutters, these things are for, to help support and keep the gutters on. So let's get this screwed in. It's the last one and we'll get on our way. All right, so there you have it. Got the gutter all the way up. A couple of things, if you're trying to do guttering yourself, you've never done it before, I'm wanting the water to flow this way, so I have it on an angle. I have it just a hair higher on this end, and this end is a little bit lower, a lot lower on this system. I really probably don't have to do it on a building like this, but I just want to go ahead and make sure the water is flowing this way from right to left. And also, since I had to do 2 pieces, I got a 10-foot piece and I had to merge another 7-foot piece onto here. I overlapped it, so this piece, this first 10-foot piece, which water will be higher and it'll be flowing that way, it is inserted into, man, I'm sorry, my fingers, into this piece. So it's overlapping on the inside, so water can flow and continue going the other down. If I did it the other way, it'll be more prone to leaks, because the water will be coming and the other piece will be inside of it, so it'll be more for it to catch air. It's very minor, I know, but it's just little things that can help, I assume. But I'm going to put some caulk inside that and on the end cap, and I got to go to Lowe's because the one I'm at my local Lowe's doesn't have a left end piece on that end. So that's pretty much for the gutter, and now I'll just start working on the piping for the first flush system. All right, so next on board is this leaf eater advanced rain harvesting. So basically, what is that? By Blue Mountain Company, got off Amazon, and I'm gonna go ahead and package it over here real quick because I'm only gonna use it. But I got this system because it's gonna be, so the gutter is gonna be coming over the top. Cut a hole in the gutter on the bottom where the water will come in, and this is its first stop. So any of the big debris, leaves, the little rocks off the asphalt, anything that you can think of, it's got a very good mesh system here, so it's going to get all that dirt out of it. And it's supposed to, you can clean it by popping it up. Pops off, you can dump and clean it off when it gets to that point. But this fits, it's made to fit 3 and 4-inch piping. Since I bought some 3-inch piping, we're going to use the fitting that's for the 3-inch piping. PVC, but I'll get to that in just a minute. I think that's it right there, the 3-inch. So very easy install. I found a spot pretty much on my fascia board that I'm gonna be able to do a drill. There's 2 screws on the back of it to hold it onto the fascia board, and it's just gonna sit right under that hole, which will come through here, and then I'll attach my 3-inch piping, or however I'm gonna angle it. I'll have my first flush system onto it, and then that will come off and go into my tank. So I just wanted to show that real quick. I think I spent about 65 bucks on this, a little bit more than I wanted to, but I couldn't find any other ones when I was searching, and I only searched Amazon. So if you can find up a better deal, better system, by means, go ahead. And you could actually, I was going to probably build one, but I like how the ease of this coming on and off. If I need to clean it off, it just slides right off. Dump it, you know, I can put it back on there, be good to go. So let me go mount this on there, and I think we're going to be going to dinner here pretty soon. It's actually for my birthday. We're eating sushi tonight, so probably just going to hang this real quick, freshen up a little bit, and then put my chopsticks on. So y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, so my next order of business is wrapping this with some black plastic. So I've got, the reason for wrapping this in black plastic is to keep the algae and mildew and all that stuff down inside of it. So wrapping it all the way around and taping it up with some black Gorilla Tape. So what I'm going to end up having to do is take this down, unscrew the bolts of the brackets that are across, slide it out, and then we will wrap it on the ground, then put it back up. So let me get that all set up, and I'll show you how I'm going to wrap it, or how I've learned from other YouTubers how to wrap these totes. All right, guys, so I got it wrapped in plastic, put my braces back on here, just cut a little slit, put the plastic around it. I may put a little bit of tape around that as well, but this is the top. So when I wrapped it like a Christmas present. All right, the top of it was upside down. I laid plastic down, put the top upside down, and then I folded it like a Christmas present. Well, you saw I struggled a little bit with folding it. That's why I don't do most of the Christmas wrapping around here, but I do know the general concept of it, and I'm not presenting this to anybody. So I got that done, and this part of it is the cap. And I just want to show y'all real quick, and this is not by my doing, I've seen it from other YouTubers on here, but what they'll do is, instead of cutting around the whole circle of the middle, they'll do like a little X. Do this little X there, and what they end up doing is flipping it inside out, or the ends. Just turn it on the end, pull it in, and that gets you a tighter lip, instead of, if you cut a big circle around of it, then it could be real loose. So that kept it pretty tight. I'd probably tighten it in there a little bit more, but I think y'all get the general concept of it. So there you go, the top. I'm gonna do the same thing with the spigot down here. Once I get it lifted back up again, I'll just cut a little bit of hole, and I'll probably have to cut a little hole on it. maybe tuck some of it under, and then I'll put some duct tape around it. So let's get this back on the platform. All right, so got it up on the platform. I did forget to mention, when I wrapped it like a present, I made sure to wrap it where the seams were coming down. I know it's kind of, I folded this bottom piece up first when I wrapped it, and then this one came on top. So that's, if any water got into the cracks, it's still going to start running and it'll run away and out of it. I taped it up on the seams as well, best I could, but theoretically, even if I didn't have the tape and water got in between these cracks, it's still going to run off to the outside and down out. So not to the inside of the plastic, but running out. Still, all right, so I'm gonna get to cutting this out, and then my next thing, I finally got all the pieces, so I'm gonna connect this first flush, and then I'll tell y'all how it's operated. All right, so here we go with our first flush downspout diverter kit. All right, so again, watching a lot of YouTube videos, and this is none of my own. I've all piggyback off of somebody else's channels just to try to be able to do it, and the concept of it seemed legit, so I was like, well, let's just go ahead and try it. I did spend about $65 for this particular kit, and also spent $60 for that rain debris catch that goes straight off from the gutter. So what it is the rainwater will come through that debris catch. All the limbs and stuff will get caught there. In the first bit of your rain, when it comes down, there's like pollen, maybe be some bird poop, some of the gravel that comes off the asphalt, shingles, just any of those particulates that can get through the screen can come down. It'll come down through here, and it goes in what we call this first pipe. So with this first pipe coming off the bottom, it's 4 foot, and in theory, well, not in theory, I guess it works. At the bottom, you have a little filter, and you'll have a little nipple off the bottom of it, and you can gives different settings of how much water you want to drain slowly out of this. So this goes on the bottom of your 4 foot like such, and once this fills up, it'll slowly start dripping out through here, in which that's what your filter is for, so your hole doesn't get clogged up and it's not draining. So this little filter, just if it starts getting clogged up, you still have this much on this top to be able to get water to start slowly dripping out of here. And what you have is a little ball that'll go down in it. And the downfall of this kit is, well, the one that I got was it was missing the ball seat in the actual kit itself. So I sent Amazon, or sent the company a message, but I'm trying to get this done today and not waiting a couple days for them to reply to hopefully give me a piece back. So I went to Home Depot and I found this tank to bowl set. It's a 2-inch. It's about $5 for this kit. Something for, I guess, the toilet. But the diameters and the sponginess of it was, I thought might be able to do the trick. So what this does, I end up putting it in here. I'm not gonna, I have to finagle it to get it all the way in there. I did it just a minute ago. There we go. So I put it in there, and what that does is it allows rainwater to go inside. The first, what they call first flush, comes down the roof into the gutters, comes in, and the first bit of water that comes off that roof gets collected into this, at this T intersection. T intersection, water comes down, gets collected into this. Then once it starts filling up, that ball will come up to the top, and then once it's filled up, that ball will plug up this hole where no more water comes in here, and then it diverts, and then it starts going into your tank. So if this is full, the ball comes all the way up, stops, clogs up that hole, and then the rest of the water that starts flowing off of it will go off and then into your container. So that is another, I guess, a filtration system to help with any more debris that you get off that doesn't get caught in the screening. And then ever so often you can come down here, take this apart or unscrew this, pull out your filter if you need to clean it out a little bit, and then if there's any slush or any of that nature, you can get that to come out here at the bottom as well. But that's the system of this first flush. Like I said, is it really needed? Probably not for my garden, but I said for an extra 65 bucks, why not, just to get a little bit more cleanliness out of the water, just in case I wanted to be potable. But yeah, that's just me being goofy. And now I've got it dry fitted. I want to set it up there and where I need it in place, and then I'll actually glue it all connectors together where I want it, and then we should be pretty much done. So let me get this all together and then I'll show you all the finished product. And while doing this video, I realized it started getting a little dim outside, and this is actually the day for the solar eclipse. I'll shoot a picture now from my camera and then I'll be able to see it. Thought it was pretty neat though. Alrighty. Alright guys, this is the finished product of that first flush system. I've got it screwed on at the bottom. It's all connected. Here's that screen. Got it to where it's easy to dump. And I've got it diverted here. First flush comes here, then everything else that's clean will come in and dump into the tote. So the last thing I have to do, I found an end cap here, and I need to caulk the seams of this gutter. Once I do that, then I just wait for the rain. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so hopefully I'll get some footage of this all in action. So y'all just stay tuned. All right guys, so it's a couple days later. We had some rain come in yesterday, and we got some coming in today. Actually, there was a storm that just came through. It was a minor one, but it was able to fill up our first catch system here. And you'll see, I put it on the second, the smallest nozzle, and this is just where it just slowly drains out, so this doesn't stay full over time. So I do have some water in here contained after that storm yesterday. And the last touch I want to do on this is I bought a nozzle for about $7 off Amazon. I'll probably put the description below, or put the link in the description below. But I bought it for this 2-inch. This is a coarse thread on this one. They had a fine thread and a coarse thread, so I made sure I got the coarse thread. And this was $7. I caught it on sale on Amazon, which they're normally about 15 to 20 bucks. So let me put this together real quick, and I'll show you it real quick, and then that'll be the end of the video. So stay tuned. All right, so inside this kit comes with another screw-on adapter, and then a ball valve, and it came with Teflon tape. So I'm gonna put the Teflon tape on real quick onto this, and you always want to go clockwise with it. With Teflon tape, you want to go with the way it threads on, because if not, you're doing it the opposite way and it'll unthread off. So don't need much. I'm surprised they gave me a whole roll of this Teflon tape though. Do about 2 laps on it. Set that aside. Put into this new cap. And the reason for this is I want to go ahead and make sure I keep this on all the time, so I'm not having to turn it on and off and possibly break off this thing. I've seen another YouTuber saying that could be an issue if you're always using this. And then also I wanted to have a connection for a hose, for my water hose. So I can't put a water hose straight onto that. So that'll make it for this. Oh, come on. So make sure that's on tight. Make sure this is on good and tight. So here goes nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and release. Oh. Boom. So I released the water to the nozzle. And now I have water. So it doesn't look like it's got much pressure because I don't believe I have that much water in this tank. But the more water I have in the tank, the higher the pressure will be on this. So cool. Now all we have to do is on, off. Sweet. Well, that's it. That is my final rain catch system. Hopefully we're getting good showers tonight. Fill this bad boy up even more. Be able to get more pressure for it. And if you made it this far, again, I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope this content maybe helps, and maybe it's just one of those videos that you can just sit back and be mindless and just chill and watch it. But if you do like this kind of content in my videos, please don't hesitate to hit the like button or leave a small comment or subscribe. And it just motivates me to keep making more videos of me just doing some random stuff around the house. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching, and we're gonna finish up this clip how we started it. You're gonna see one of our good old girls taking a nice charcoal bath from when I spread it out earlier in this video. So thank you guys, and y'all stay tuned.